Well, good afternoon, and welcome to this week's edition of Drive Facebook Live. I'm Bob Spitz, your host, with my partner, Tony Whistler. And today we have our special guests. We have Jonathan and Austin from Turner's Automotive and their coach, Nathan Scheidler. And I want to welcome you all to the show. So, welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
You betcha. Jonathan, why don't we take a moment? Why don't you introduce yourself to the audience? Who you are, where you are, the kind of work you do, the kind of shop you have, all that.
So my name is Jonathan Turner. I bought 5 years ago today, I bought Parker Field Auto. And if you Google it, you'll see the crappiest shop ever. Parker Field was. The first day I walked in, I was reminded today the phones were off. Got turned off on a business that I just paid a lot of money for. But we own it's a 3-bay shop that was built as a Haviland Quick Lube, and Austin joined us a few months after that. After I ran off the tech and the service writer, and Austin has been with me the entire journey, and I'm grateful to have him.
Fantastic. And you are located in Richmond, Virginia, correct?
Exit 78 off of Interstate 95 in Richmond, Virginia. That's correct.
And from what you were telling me, it sounds like you're walking distance to the exit ramp.
At walking distance.
Yeah.
Austin has walked that in. Austin has walked there to help cars that just barely made it off the interstate.
Nice.
Push them right off the exit ramp and into the shop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good spot for that.
Very nice.
Yes, sir. And you work on really everything up to medium duty truck or just light duty?
Everything.
Everything.
I told Austin the day he joined, I will put you in over your head. I will teach you things that you don't know. I will show you things that you have not seen. So we've had construction vehicles, big deuce and a half construction vehicles on our lot, replacing the rear end. We've had dump trucks. The chipper truck comes to mind. You've seen the log cutting trucks with the chipper back.
Oh, yeah.
And Austin changed the engine in that, and everything in between. Now it seems we're having a run of smart cars.
Yeah. All the
Little
stuff nobody else wants to work
little
on.
smart cars?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, Austin
Interesting.
fits them in his pocket and takes them all home.
Oh man.
Yeah. Now your background, Jonathan, you were telling me, is not the typical background of most shop owners. Why don't you run me back through your background that led you up to owning the shop?
So in about, well, a long time ago, many years ago, I was a chief engineer in a high-rise hotel, and I put in to be, I found out the hotel had a backup generator. So I started Googling backup generators, and led me to uninterruptible power. The next thing I know, I'm in Peoria, Illinois, going through diesel school for Caterpillar, and now I'm a diesel tech in data center power, uninterruptible power.
Right, keeping internets up.
All bits of internet.
But
Yes,
that's
sir.
for like buildings, right? Or high rises is where it was mainly used in.
So it was data centers, all the server locations for companies like Google, Yahoo, Facebook, Microsoft, 911 systems, places that can never ever lose power.
Right. Very cool.
Right. So that actually gives you a bit of a leg up with the technology that's coming down the pike. From what you were telling me in our brief discussions, you don't have too much back off on hybrids or EVs.
No, No, it's the same technology, electric mechanical, with the EVs and the hybrids. I still leave most of the wrenching to Austin and his guys. Um, it, it, I'm just a business owner now.
Very
As
good.
it should be. Work on the business, not in the business is our motto. Yeah.
Took me a long time to understand that and get out of Austin's way.
Yes, and Austin's laughing
love,
about that.
I love how you phrase that too.
Get out of my way.
Yep.
Sometimes I need to get out of my own way.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So Austin, yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh man, I just started off with cars all my life, just being in the family. Everybody worked on something or raced something. Um, and then I started off with one of my uncles. He actually owns a repair shop, not too far from us. He's been there, a long time, 15, 20 years. And I started off with him. Learned a lot, but, that level of working with family also, when I started with him, I'd started at 15 years old. So, it was a whole lot to learn and a whole lot that I couldn't necessarily do. I was with him for about 3 years. Like I said, learned a whole lot. I ended up going to a couple of other places. I was with VA Cars, which is a used car dealer over here. Um, I'd worked for Fetty Service Center, which is a good friend of ours. Then in between, I'd always did side work here and there, but didn't really find a home till we got here. It was kind of immediate once I got in here and I fell into his lap. Stars just aligned. I think everything worked out. You know, I, he got me from Fetty's, but I only ended up in Fetty's because I just walked in there one day curious, and he was trying to hire me that day. So, like I said, it all works out. I ended up here, and it was a long journey, but the stuff that we've overcome and all the stuff that we were able to actually do and produce out of this small place in the past 5 years has been it's been outstanding, truly, to see the growth. I know 5 years ago, January, we were looking at maybe 5 cars for the month, for the entire month. Now, well, as of this last January, we're over 200 for sure. So it's a great process. I love actually being a part of just making it, better each and every day we try.
Make it happen.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. So you've been learning the transition from, you're more like the classic shop owner who starts off as a technician and becomes a shop owner. So you've had to do that transition of being technically centric to management centric.
Yeah, and that's still changing as well. I've got a lot of changes to make. It's kind of hard to keep me away from the car sometimes. Uh, that's what I'm working on now. Trying to, as me and Nathan talk about all the time, executive time. That's what I need to be dealing with.
Yeah. Well, do you still have your toolbox at the shop?
Well, not necessarily anything personal.
Okay,
Try
good.
to leave it at shop tools. Yeah, I keep most of my personal stuff at home.
Good.
Yeah, because
good, good, good.
Bob was going to say to that you should take it home if it's still.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yep. It doesn't stop me though. I still a lot of times when we're just too busy, I don't know, just hop in there and get the wrenching.
Yeah. Now, Jonathan, with your background, and Nathan, I'll ask you this question. How is the shop embracing some of the apps that we have?
We are using all the Drive apps.
Nice.
Every single one of them. I didn't understand the importance of Drive. It was actually one of our service writers took a phone call from Drive Shops and he says, look, we want to help you become successful. She was a new service writer and had her boyfriend was a mechanic, but didn't know much about the business or anything like that and just wanted to be productive. And Drive Shop, helped her organize a part shelf, for incoming parts and returning parts. And, I said, well, if it helps you, talk to them. If it helps you do your job better, talk to them. And then a few months later came the hook, and then they wanted to talk to me. I said, well, I don't know what to tell them. I don't do anything. But yeah, that came around pretty quick too.
Yes, well, you are the owner of the business, and as long as you continue to own the business, those kind of decisions are yours.
Yes,
And yeah, so that's an interesting dynamic because you've already, Jonathan, transitioned out of managing or you're in the middle of transitioning out of managing the business and turning that all over to Austin.
correct.
And Austin's transitioning from being a technician to being management.
Yes,
So Nathan, you've got your hands full.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's great. These guys are both awesome, and they're always willing to be like, what do we need to do? All right, let's try it. Let's do. But yeah, it's easy for my job when I've got shop owners and general managers who are like, I see the value in this. Like, I'm seeing results. What can I do next? Like, what's going to benefit us, and actually taking the time to implement it. And one of the conversations Jonathan and I have had several times is well, first of all, both Jonathan and Austin are going to be getting awards at our expo in June coming up. Jonathan's getting
Fantastic.
the professional level, and Austin's getting the effective level of shop manager, and they're going to start to kind of tier those up together. But one of the conversations Jonathan and I had, he said, Nathan, he's like, I don't care about the trophies. He's like, I'm more concerned with the knowledge. It's like I would rather get the knowledge and see it implemented than get the trophy on my wall. And so that's what we've really been focusing on. And the trophies are just kind of like an icing on the cake, the afterthought. But that mentality has been just so helpful for me as a coach. But you also see that in how things have developed in the shop on both sides. Yeah.
Well, I think that's the right priority. Getting the knowledge and applying it and making the shop better is more important than the trophy. But the trophy is just a nice acknowledgement.
That's right. It's an acknowledgement. It's a representation of all your hard work. I mean, the real representation is your KPIs.
That's right.
and watching those grow. Was that something new for you, Austin, managing with KPIs?
Yeah, once we got into that, it was definitely a learning curve. But I mean, all of it is once you really get to looking at everything, it's self-explanatory, and I mean, you can pinpoint a lot of issues and differences just off of that alone.
Yeah,
So,
well, we used to like to say, your KPIs are like your check engine light. Tells you something's wrong, and now
mhm.
go look for it.
Oh
Right.
yeah,
And
mhm.
without them, you're flying blind.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what training have you done, Austin, that you found has helped with
As far
Drive?
as which workshops,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I know we had done I did one with Deanne not too long ago.
Essentials of Shop Management.
Yeah, there was that one. That kind of, covered the bases of just about, everything as far as management goes. And she was a great instructor, so I would say that particular one was an important one for sure.
Hmm.
Mhm. That's my
Yeah.
favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Tony delivers that often.
Okay.
It touches on every area of the business that you need to know about.
Exactly.
It's very it's not as deep as a lot of our other workshops, but it gives you the fundamental stuff you need for each aspect of the business. So it's almost always the first workshop that we recommend that any shop does when they come on the program, and it is one of my favorites to deliver. And Deanna is great at it as
Yeah.
well because she's running a fabulously successful shop. So she's used all that information and she's great.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you have to
also
get down to Biloxi and well, actually, she's in Van Cleve, and
And
go
Cleve,
visit her, Austin.
All right. Yeah, I was talking to her about, I heard about her shop and whatnot. Um, Sounds like she does have it going on, and also, I mean, she was just a great instructor.
Yeah, well, Coles Corner, Van Cleve, Mississippi, the town kind of built up around